Okay, what's up? Solving equations for x. That's the first part of this. X plus 5 equals negative 3. So on the side of the equals where x at, I kind of make a line. There's one number over there, it's a plus 5. So to get rid of it, I minus 5. Okay, minus 5 gets rid of the plus 5, and we have x. And we take negative 3 minus 5. So it'll be negative 8. Okay, next problem. X minus 5 equals 12. So with the x we have a minus 5. So to get rid of it, we do the opposite, which is plus 5. And then I take 12 and plus 5. And that's going to be 17. Okay, number 3. Negative 3 times x equals 15. So this time we have the dot, so we know that means times, so the opposite of, and when I have a dot I like to circle it, okay, because the opposite of a times negative 3 would be a divide by negative 3, okay, so we divide by negative 3, negative 3. Okay, 15 divided by negative 3 is negative 5. Okay. Okay, 10 times x equals 60. So we see that dot. So when I have a dot, I kind of like to circle it, so I know that that's something different than what it is on the first two. So I got a times x, so I divide by 10. Then we take 60 divided by 10. That's 6. Okay. Okay, number 5, 4 times x plus 8 equals 12. So I would make a line right there, and I would circle the dot part because first you got a plus 8. Okay, so you need to minus 8. That's the first thing you need to do to get rid of the plus 8. You need to come into that circle then and divide by 4. Okay. You get rid of your minus or plus number first. You have a plus 8. You get rid of it by minus 8. So 12 minus 8 is 4. And over here you got 4 times x. And we get rid of the times 4 by dividing by 4. Okay, so 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay, number 6, negative 5 times x minus 4 equals 21. So this time I have two numbers on the x. I have a times and a minus. So you want to circle the times because you need to get rid of the minus 4 first. Okay, whatever I don't circle, I get rid of first. So that's plus 4. And then divide by negative 5. Okay, so I plus 4 to get rid of the minus 4. 21 plus 4 is 25. And I've got negative 5 times x. And then I get rid of the times negative 5 by dividing by negative 5. It's called inverse operations. Inverse means opposite. So 25 divided by negative 5 is negative 5. Okay, number 7, and if you get stuck, you can always look over here. 2x minus 6 plus 8x equals 24. Now, we have two different x's, a 2x and 8x. So I have asked you the question over here, are those x's on the same side or on the opposite side? By that I mean, where are they at with the equals? They're on the same side, okay? So if they're on the same side, you need to connect them and make a plus symbol, because that's what you do when they're on the same side. So you line up your equals, you have 24, then I put x down with a times sign, and I add 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 is going to be 10. Okay. So that's going to be 10 times x, and then we still have the minus 6. Now it's like these problems here. Okay. So I have two operations, a times 10, a minus 6. We get rid of the minus 6 first with a plus 6. And then we get rid of our times 10 by dividing by 10. So plus 6, 24 plus 6 makes 30, and then 10 times x. Okay, then you divide each side by 10. I didn't leave you very much room. I apologize for that. And then x equals, and then 30 divided by 10 gives me 3. Okay, number 8. 3x minus 6 equals negative 2x plus 4. Think of that as minus 2x. Okay. Now look at your x's. Are they on the same side or opposite sides? They're on opposite sides. So this time when they're on opposite sides, we take whatever x is over there, and we think of that as a minus 2x. Okay. So we get rid of it with a plus 2x. And then we go over here, plus 2x. Equals, so my x, the times number is going to be whatever 3 plus 2 is, which is 5, and then minus 6, equals, and then you can just put 4. You can put plus 4 if you want, but it can be just written as 4. Okay, you got 2 more steps because we have 2 numbers. So minus 6, that's going to be a plus 6 to get rid of the minus 6. Then we divide by 5 to get rid of the times 5. So we plus 6, plus 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. And then 5 times x sits over here. Okay. Then we get rid of the times 5 by dividing by 5. Okay, 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, number 9. 4x plus 5 equals 1x plus 20. Those x's, are they on the same side or on opposite sides? Look to me like they're on opposite sides. Okay. Now this 1, if it doesn't have a sign, you put a plus sign, because you need to get rid of the plus 1x. So to get rid of a plus 1x, you do the opposite, which is minus 1x. Then underneath the 4x. So you got x, 4 minus 1 is 3. So that's 3 times x. And then plus the value of 5 equals 20. Okay. Now we have 2 more steps because now the x side has 2 numbers that we have to get rid of. So we have a times 3 and a plus 5. So we're going to get rid of the plus 5 first with a minus 5. And then we come in here and get rid of the times 3 with a divide by 3. So minus 5 gets rid of the plus 5. 20 minus 5 is 15, and then you have 3 times x. Then you divide by 3. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. Okay, number 10. 4x minus 8 plus negative 2x equals 20. Okay. So where are the, oops, I forgot to write it. Okay. Sorry. Write opposite side or same side. Sorry, I forgot to put that. Okay, looks like here with the equals, they're same side. So when they're on the same side, we connect them and write plus. But look carefully, it's not going to be just 4 plus 2, it's 4 plus negative 2. Okay? So I take a 4 and add a negative 2, I get 2. So x is multiplied by 2. Okay, and then you still have your minus 8, and then your 20. Okay, now you get rid of the operations around the x. So you got times 2 and minus 8. I like to always circle the times. So we get rid of a minus 8 with a plus 8. We get rid of a times 2 with a divide by 2. Okay, 20 plus 8 is 28. We divide by 2. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. So x is equal to 14. Okay, now number 11. These are the ratios. These are called proportions. Okay, we did those. Okay. So in a proportion, we know that x times 14. So go over there and write 14 times x. Put the number before the x is equal to 10 times 2, or 2 times 10. Okay. I'm going to get a weird answer here. Like a really weird answer. So 14 times x we can't figure out, so we're just going to put 14 times x. And then 20 times 10 times 2 is 20. Okay. So all we need to do now is get rid of the times 14 with the divided by 14. And this is going to be a weird answer because I did a poor job of writing the problem. Just put 1.4. Hopefully the next ones won't be that weird. Okay, 2 over 5 equals x over 30. Okay, so again, we know that taking 5 times x equals 2 times 30, or 30 times 2, but I want it as 5 times x. So you can't figure out what 5 times x is because you don't have a number for x. You don't know what number the x is. Then 2 multiplied by 30 gives us 60. Okay, now you solve it. So you have times 5, so you divide by 5 to get rid of the times 5. And that solves for what number x is equal to. So 60 divided by 5 is 12. Okay, number 13. Find 25% of 300. Remember, when we see a percent, we put a 100% below it. So I make an equals, and I put 25% over 100%. Okay? And then I put 300 across from the 100, and then x right here. Okay? Now it's just like the last two problems. We know that 100 times x is equal to 25 times 300. So I can't figure out what 100 times x is, so I put 100 times x. And then 25 multiplied by 300 is 7,500, so 7,500. Okay, then we're going to get rid of the times 100 with a divide by 100. And now x is by itself. So I take 7,500 divided by 100, and I get 75. So that's your answer. That's 25% of 300 would be 75. If you want to put a 75 up there, that's fine. Okay, what percent of 35 is 50? So under the word percent, we put 100%. Okay, so when I line this up, we're going to put x over 100% because we don't know what number goes over the 100%. Then when I line up the ratio, we need to put the bigger number. 50 is bigger than 35, so 50 is equivalent to the 100, and 35 is with the x. Okay. You can put a percent sign there. So x times 50, so that's 50 times x, then 35 times 20. It's my bad, 35 times 100. I said 20, it's 100. So again, we can't figure out what 50 times x is. 35 times 100 I can figure out. Okay, that's 3,500. Okay, so the times 50 we get rid of with divide by 50. Don't put that there if that's going to confuse you. Okay, just make the line 50, and we take 3,500 divided by 50. Okay, we got 70. Now when it's the x over 100, then we put a percent sign, so it's 70%. Try to remember that, okay? If it's the percent that we don't know, and for some dumb reason, I've made a blank page. Turn past that. Now number 15. Convert 60 inches to feet. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, so I come over here and just put 12 inches over 1 foot. Remember, labels are very important to put. 1 feet, my bad. Okay, now put the same words in the same place. Okay, 60 inches, so 60 with inches, and we're trying to figure out how many feet that is. So again, same thing. Taking 12 times x, I'll just do the multiplication over here, is going to be equal to 60 times 1. So 12 times x, you leave as 12 times x. 60 times 1 is 60. Okay, then a times 12 we get rid of with a divide by 12, and then that gets the x by itself. Okay, 60 divided by 12 is 5. So x is 5 feet. Okay, now graphs. Graph the coordinates. Okay, remember this is the x-axis, the one going across, and the y-axis is up and down. So x, it always goes x, y, so -4, -8. So on the x, -4 is here, but I don't make a dot because I then have to go to -8 on y. Okay, you can label it if you want. I'm going to in the video. -3, +1. So on x, -3 is here, and +1, so -3, +1. Okay. Then 0, -3. So 0 on x is in the middle, and then -3 on the y line is down here. Okay. Okay. +4, +7, so I go to 4 and then +7. Okay. +4 is forward 4, +7 is up 7. So 4, 7. Okay, and then +6, -3, so I go to +6 and then -3. Okay, don't need to put the x, y, sorry. Yeah, I don't care if you label the coordinates, just get the points. Now those don't line up, they're scattered all over the place, so we don't connect them. Okay, graph the function y equals -1x plus 3. Now remember, you're going to want to put the multiplication dot, and you're going to make a table for your function. It's called an input-output table. And under x, you're just going to go +2, +1, 0, -1, -2. Just pick those every time until I tell you differently. So y equals, you put -1 times x plus 3. 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 Okay, so x I replace with 2. Okay, so just plug that into your calculator. -1 times 2 and then plus 3, all at the same time. So I got 1. So x is 2 when y is 1. So I go to 2 on x and 1 on y. Remember, this is x, this is y. Okay, then I replace the x and I put the 1 in. Okay, see how easy that is when I have the column set up. So I take -1 times 1 plus 3. That's 2. So x is 1, y is 2. So 1, 2. Then 0 now replaces the x. Okay, so I take -1 times 0 plus 3, and I get 3. So 0 for x, 3 for y. So 0 on x is here, 3 for y is up here. Okay. Now, I replace the x with -1, and I take -1 times -1 plus 3, and I got 4. Okay, so x is -1, y is 4. So -1, 4. Okay. Okay, and then finally, -2. So I take -1 times -2 plus 3. You got 5. Okay, so -2, 5. I go -2 and then 5. Okay. Now those points go in a perfect line, so you just connect them. Okay. Put arrows on both ends. Okay, backside we're not doing anything. Okay, that's just how my copy machine's set up. Okay, then we got 3 story problems. Find the next 3 numbers in the table, weeks, and then dollars. Okay. So remember what we need to do here. So we need to take 116 minus 100, and at the same time I take 7 minus 5. 116 minus 100 is 16, and 7 minus 5 is 2. Then I divide the $16 by 2 weeks. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Okay, now I do 100 minus 92. And at the same time, I do 5 minus 4. So 100 minus 92 is 8, and 5 minus 4 is 1. Then I take the 8 divided by 1, and that's 8. Okay. Then last, I take 92 minus 60. And then while I'm doing that, I take 4 minus 0. So 92 minus 60 is 32, 4 minus 0 is 4. And then I take 32 divided by 4. And that's 8. So the rate of change is 8. So we add 8 every time these go up by 1 week. So plus 8. So 116 plus 8 is going to be 124. Plus 8. 132 plus 8 is 140. Okay, so there you go. Okay, number 19. I have $500. I will save $40 per month. After how many months will I have $900? So, first thing you're going to do is make a XY table. Okay, and this is the time, the months. Okay, so put the word months above X. That's always the X. Then the other thing that's in bold is Y. So go 0, 1, 2. So your money starts at 500. You're always going to go 0, 1, 2. So 500. Then after 1 month, I add 40. So 500 plus 40 is 540. Then in the next month I add 40. Okay. 500 plus 40 is 580. Now that goes on and on and on. Okay. Till eventually we have to get to $900. That's what I need to have. So I make a line. I put equals 900. Then I look at this table. We started with 500, and then I'm adding 40. But it's 40 times X, because it's the plus 40 is added over and over. Okay. Because again, maybe on your table, if it helps, put your $900 down here. Okay. You're not going to put anything with it, but that's where you got to end up at. And at 900, you started at 500. You're adding 40, but you don't know how many times you have to add 40. So in your equation, equal to 900. Now I would put my number that's times X first. I would put 40 times X first. and then plus 500, because that's how you're used to seeing it. So we have two operations to get rid of. We got to minus 500, and then we need to divide by 40. And then we'll have the problem solved. 900 minus 500 is 400, and then we have 40 times x. Now divide by your 40, and 400 divided by 40 is 10. Okay, so that's your answer, 10 months. So 10 would go with 900. Okay, last problem. I know it's a long video. A t-shirt normally costs $40, but there's a discount of 30% off. How much will I have to pay for the shirt? Okay, so a discount, that means you take your $40 and you minus. Okay, discount means minus. Now we don't know how much money we have, so that's why we need to put a 100% under the percent, the 30%, 100. And then $40, okay, goes right here, and then X here. And then I just solve the proportion. So we know that 100 times X is equal to 30 times 40. So 100 times X, that would just be 100 times X. And then 30 multiplied by 40 would be 1,200, so 1200. Now you just have a time, so you need to just divide by the 100. Okay, so 1200 divided by 100 is 12. Now, then you come up here and you have the 12 is how many dollars you get to subtract. Okay. So 40 minus 12 then is 28. So $28 is the answer.